BBC Radio 6 Music. This is a free download from the BBC. To find out more, go to the 6 Music website now.
This is Peter Serafinowicz on BBC Radio 6 Music.
Thanks for downloading this Joy of 6 Music podcast. This is my penultimate one, number 6. It was a great show. It was really good. I know I sound surprised, but I had some just great guests. Beardyman was on again in his element. He came up with an incredible track just from a 2-word song suggestion. Pirate Wogan, he actually came into the studio as well. We had a session for him and he came in. David Bowie came in, David Byrne, and we talked as well to David Arnold joined us for the last hour, and he was supremely entertaining.
Like this. How about that? How about I give it a little bit of something that's a little bit more like this? What about if I was to give it something like this? And then I could lay down. Ooh, that was getting a bit nasty there, wasn't it?
And just for those of you who are not familiar with Beardyman, all those sounds were created by Beardyman's larynx and tongue and lungs and brain. All right, I'll read out some song titles in the style of David Byrne, okay? Here's some song titles. Biscuits Up All in My Head. That's from Dead Tweed. Lamont Pirate Shakedown. Benjula says Jelly Shadow. Arwen says Nessie the Loch Ness Rapper. Steve Ash 2, The Tractor Leads to Nowhere. M. Talbot 2987, 100 Ways to Use a Pillow.
It's Brian Butterfield on BBC Radio 6.
Yes, that was okay. Now, we have some questions here. We have had the hashtag Ask Butterfield, which we do every week. And we have some questions, and through Beardyman, we are now going to channel SIRI, my personal assistant. Are you there, SIRI?
Doo-doo. I'm sorry, Brian. I don't understand. Yeah, there, Sarah.
Oh, technology.
Doo-doo. I found this for you.
What?
Doo-doo. I'm sorry, Brian. I don't understand. What?
I think the SIRI needs to be taken back to the Apple shop. SIRI, can you tell me where is my nearest restaurant?
Doo-doo. I'm sorry, Brian. I can only look for businesses in the United States.
Let's ask some questions. Here's the first one for you.
Doo-doo. This question from Matthew J. Buckler. At Matt Buckler, ask Butterfield, I'm in love with you. How do you suggest I go about asking for your hand in marriage?
Well, Matthew, you could ask me outright, but I would prefer if you asked me for not just my hand, but for my whole body, or at least my limbs.
This question from Mike Haynes. Mr. B. Butterfield, what is your train seating preference?
My train seating preference, I would have to say, I've given it a lot of thought, but my train seating preference would definitely be inside.
Patrick Edwards, at Patrick J. Edwards, what is Brian's favourite Bond film?
My favourite Bond film? I don't think I've ever seen a Bond film, but I would like to play him myself. I would like to play him as James Bond. The name's Bangra-Bond. James Bangra-Bond.
Brian.
Oh, Siri. I've just done a hard reset.
Luke O'Clock at Luke O'Sullivan asked Butterfield, if you could be in any sci-fi programme or film, what would it be?
Well, it would be greatly improved, in my opinion.
James at Sir James a lot. Mr. B. Butterfield, you have a fascinating accent. Whereabouts are you from originally?
Do you know, I don't know, but I recently was talking with an astrophysicist, and he suggested to me that my accent sounds like what somebody would speak like on Jupiter if that planet could harbour human life, and they evolved in a similar way to the way we have here on Earth.
Here's the forecast for today. Please select a question. Ask Butterfield, what have you gave up for Lent?
What have I gave up for Lent? This year, I gave up lentils, and last year I gave up leaning for Lent. Thank you, Siri.
Oh, hang on. No, I don't believe it. Hang on, wait. It's David Bowie who's come into the studio. David! Hang on. David! Hello, mate. Yeah. Let me just sit down here. Yeah, just, would you mind just getting on the mic? No, not at all, not at all. Bit of a high-frequency spillage there on the old cans. Hello, Beardy. All right, what are we doing? These are some Beardy fan titles. Let me read some out. All right, Beardy? The lizard people are coming. Grab your golf umbrellas. That's from Fire Pickle. Catherine Buckle. It ain't easy being a woodlouse. Jim Thompson, my terrible art of fantasy. Chinese chest of fun. Joe Andrews, rancid and the idiom stink. I'm going now. Thanks, David. Wow, wasn't that great? What a lovely surprise. So look, we got some other ones. I've seen one here, Beardy. It's from Murky Kishka. She suggested Black Margarine. I think that's pretty cool.
Murky Kishka, hey, check this out. Here we go. This is Black Margarine. Black Margarine. I think that would probably be a kind of sort of Massive Attack sort of thing. If you...
On my toes, like my margarine on rye. Black margarine, but you can't see, 'cause it's alright. Black margarine, you can't see, but you can try.
With Beardyman, and that song was created using just Beardyman's mouth. No instruments, no electronic things. He just did everything.
Well, there was one electronic thing.
What electronic thing?
It's a looper, allows you to loop your voice. It's a looper, allows you to loop your voice. It's a looper, allows you to loop your voice. It's a looper.
Terry Wogan.
Here he is. It's Wogan with you in the VIP. Shouts to Walnut Eyes sitting on the toilet easy. TMI, my nutty friend. Shouts to the 262. Shouts to the locked-in crew on the 2-4 easy. I love it. Here we go. What's going on here?
A little closer. I know what you need now.
I need it, baby.
I'll make you, and then I'll show you how.
Show us. Show us. We need to know. Locked in the 424. Bless up the Vein Patrol crew. I see yous. Easy the 129, I see ya. Here we go. I'm bouncing in my chair. Oh! I hear you, lady sister. This is too much, man. Oh, no. Please. Oh, God. Here we go. Oh. 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 Cease and desist. I implore thee.
Terry Wogan.
Now, we've got just David Arnold, legendary composer David Arnold has come into the studio. I'm going to play now. This is a song, I know a lot of David's work, but I didn't realise that he'd done this one. This Björk track, Play Dead. I didn't know that you'd done this.
Yeah, I know I did.
Yeah.
It was quite a long time ago, though. It was like 1994, I think. And,
yeah.
It was the first kind of song that I'd written for a film that I knew was going to come out, because the rest of that time, like 8 years previous to that, I'd been sort of doing student films and everything. So this was the first time I'd actually had an opportunity to do something that I knew would be released. And I actually started writing the song having seen a Tori Amos gig in King's Cross somewhere. And she was quite fierce on the piano, and I came back one night having seen one of her shows and started bashing out like these chords, and that sort of became the main thrust of Play Dead. I remember the first time I played to the director, he really didn't like it, and then I played it to him again at the end of the movie, 6 weeks after, and he did like it.
What was the movie?
It's called Young Americans, and it's Harvey Keitel. It was around about the same time that like Shopping came out. There was a new wave of kind of British directors were starting to do stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's directed by Danny Cannon, and Viggo Mortensen was in it. I don't think it did that well, but it sort of did. I mean, I did well out of it, and in as much that, you know, we had a very limited budget, but it was the first time I was able to use kind of an orchestra, have an orchestra, because the rest of the time I'd been doing sort of everything myself, like multi-tracking things, and so I hadn't really had much of an opportunity to use an orchestra before. So it was the first time. We had one session to do it, and actually the track that you're hearing, the orchestra recording for Play Dead, is one take. We had 3 minutes left at the end of the session because we really didn't have any money. So what you hear is the first time the musicians have seen it and played it. Which is why there's a couple of like horn splits in it and bits and pieces, but it had a kind of energy about it, which I really liked.
Great. All right, let's take a listen. Here's Play Dead Björk, David Arnold. Wow, that was fantastic. I remember actually hearing that track on it was a car ad, and it was the beginning of that, and I heard the beginning of that track and Tom Baker going, "Designed for the next millennium, the new Vectra from Vauxhall."
It's weird. The next time I did anything with an orchestra and Tom Baker was the front title was a Little Britain.
It was the Little Britain theme, yeah. You were just saying, just off air then, you were saying that Jar Wobble plays bass on that track.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I was going to ask, have you heard his Chinese Dob album?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's wicked.
I think he's done loads of amazing stuff, and it's funny because he was playing with Sinead O'Connor at the time quite a lot, and I was listening to a lot of that, which is where kind of like a lot of the influence for that song came from, that and sort of Massive Attack and Tori Amos and things like that. But no, I set my bed on fire doing that song. Well, what happened, my mum had given me an electric blanket because I was sharing a flat at the time and it was freezing cold, and my mum had bought me an electric blanket that I had for quite a long time, and I'd noticed that it was getting a bit hot in a couple of places, a couple of spots, and Björk had dropped round a cassette of Debut. You know, it hadn't come out, she just finished it. I think Nelly Hooper had just finished doing the mix on it,
right? And
I had it on a cassette, and I had a Walkman. This is in the olden days, and I thought I'll have a bath and I'll have a listen to it. So I was in the bath and I was listening to her album, and Big Time Sensuality was on, and I could smell burning. I thought, that's weird, and I looked out and there was smoke coming in from under the door, and I opened up my bedroom door and the actual mattress was on fire.
Oh my God.
And I thought, well, throw a bucket of water on it, although unplug it first, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
And then threw the mattress out the window, and then the rest of it, so I spent the next 2 weeks on the floor. But that's my main memory of that song.
Wow. I wonder if anybody else has had a similar experience with that track.
Yeah, Paul McCartney probably set fire to something at some point.
You famously have done the themes for the most recent Bond films. I mean, when was the first Bond film? What was the first one that you did?
The first one I did was Tomorrow Never Dies, which is in 1997.
Right, wow. Because that Björk track is very Bondy and very epic.
I mean, that's the thing about you put an orchestra on anything and it becomes Bond-like critically, because I suppose traditionally when John Barry started the whole thing with that sound, probably more on Goldfinger than From Russia With Love, but to sort of marry that, kind of rhythm section and orchestra in a very big cinematic, dramatic way became the kind of blueprint that I guess everyone's been chasing ever since. So, I mean, I find that whenever you see, orchestra, when ABC brought out Lex Can I Love, it was the critique was always, this is very sort of James Bond-esque.
Yeah.
So I think if you put strings or brass on a track, then people are going to liken it to those things, because in a way they've been the most successful sort of songs with that format that have ever existed. Then you've got someone like Massive Attack come on and kind of turn the whole thing on its head and start using strings and brass and drums in a completely different way, and then Portishead did something different with it. So there's always people doing something amazing with it, and orchestras are incredible, the musicians are incredible. It's a never-ending opportunity for sound.
Yeah, we've still got Beardyman here with us. If Beardy could come up with a Bond tune,
I could give it a go.
What do you think?
Let's see what I can smash out. I suppose the obvious one would be. David Arnold is here, he is really amazing. He's worked with lots of orchestras, and I really think he should get me on the Olympics.
That was great. That was a bit like James Bangra-Bond.
James Bangra-Bond, that would be...
Go on. That's great. So look, David, I heard you sing You Only Live Twice at David Walliams' birthday party, and we all sang James Bond songs, and it was all kind of fun and karaoke. And then
it was karaoke. I mean, it was completely karaoke.
It was,
wasn't it?
It was. But then
wasn't it his stag night?
It was his stag night.
It was his stag night, and it was a very starry turnout. It was like everyone. I mean, there wasn't anyone there who I didn't recognise. I think I was the only one who wasn't recognisable out of the whole group. There was an awful lot of people there. People that we've known for quite a while, but it was quite a turnout. And David's like a huge Bond fan, and so he wanted a James Bond karaoke.
Well, look, let's
see. So everyone had to sing a song. So everyone sang a song, and I don't think anyone had heard me sing before. And I don't usually sing in front of people. I sing demos and things like that so people can hear what songs are like. And I started singing You Only Live Twice. It was like one of my favourites, and Alan Carr was sitting on the front row, and I came on, and started singing. He just turned to the guy next to him and he goes, "Susan Boyle."
Listen, it was incredible, and I remember everybody had tears in their eyes listening to it, and you recorded a special version of it for us. We're going to hear now. This is David Arnold singing You Only Live Twice.
So play the bride, make one dream come true. You only live twice.
Well, that was amazing, David. God, you got such a beautiful singing voice and such a horrible speaking voice.
The first time a friend of mine who came to see me sing once a long time ago, he came up to me afterwards and he goes, it doesn't seem right, that voice coming out of that face.
Listen, David Arnold's still with us. So what's next for you then?
I'm doing technically, this is true. I'm the musical director of the closing ceremony of the Olympics and the Paralympics.
Right.
So I've been on it for nearly a year, and obviously we've got about 5 months before our ceremony happens. So we're just at the point of making concrete all the things that we've sort of conceived over the last year. I think it's going to be amazing, I have to say. I know there's been a lot of people who sort of moan about it a bit, saying that it's costing too much and it's this and it's that, but I honestly think it will be amazing for the country.
What I don't like about the music part of it is that you're using all the athletes singing like those old football songs. I think that was a bad move.
There was that. I mean, I've got Man United football team singing Roxy Music's Greatest Hits,
right.
Which is good. And the interesting about it is that because obviously I've got to write music for the event, so they've sent me the results already. So so I know who's won. So I can time it right. So when Usain Bolt wins 100 meters in a certain time, then obviously the music's got to be in time with that. So.
What about an instrument that resembles the Olympic logo, like a triangle, but like 6 circles,
circular triangle?
Yeah,
that's a hoop, isn't it?
No, do you know, like the Olympic logo is like 5 interlocking rings that you ting. You could invent an instrument.
Yeah.
It would probably sound something like this.
Oh, hang on. Wait. It's,
Wogan now, sir.
Wogan's coming into the studio. Hang on. Hi, Terry. Hi. Come in. Come and sit down. All right. Where? Which channel am I on? Can I use your headphones? Yeah. Right. Here we go. Right. Where's Beardy? Let's get you. Which channel are you on, Beardy? All right. Here we go. That's it now. Let's drop those drums, Beards. That's nice. All right. Okay, I'm gonna drop it now. Wogan be putting it down. I'm the hardest run. I told you. You can't stop me now, listen to me now. I'm lost in 20 rounds, and if you want me neighbor, then come and get me now. If you're with me now, then woogie bounce. I know you dig the way I switch my style. People sing around, now people jump around. Now people gather round, people jump around. Get your freak on, get your freak on. Get your freak on, get your Wogan. Get your freak on, get your freak on. Get your freak on, get your Wogan. Thanks again for downloading it, and I'll see you next week. I love you.
Thanks for listening to this free download from the BBC. For more 6 Music downloads, go to the 6 Music website now.